Legend of Total War here, and today we're doing another Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires campaign review, this time covering Queek Headtaker. So Queek starts his campaign at the Misty Mountain, which is where the Clan Wars headquarters has been moved to. Previously in Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires, his start position and the headquarters was at Karak Orod, and in the Vortex campaign it was down here in the Southlands. Your initial enemy is the Red Fangs Greenskins, which is a very easy and straightforward enemy to deal with. This army here can potentially be ambushed at the start if you're lucky, and you can just start conquering the province without them having a chance to recover after you've taken this army out here, which will basically cripple them. Now, just on a little bit of a side note here, the faction leader of the Red Fangs is Gorfang Rotgut. Now, Gorfang Rotgut is, or should be considered a legendary lord, in the same sort of breath that Boris Todbringer should be a legendary lord for the Empire. Another thing is that Gorfang Rotgut is known as the Squatter King of Black Crag. He should be starting at the Black Crag, so it doesn't really make sense for him to be down here. Just a bit of a side note there. So yeah, once you've dealt with the Red Fangs, you'll probably have to contend with Karak Azul, another easy opponent for Queek to deal with because you're well equipped for fighting against Greenskins and Dwarfs. And once you've dealt with Karak Azul, there's really nothing stopping you from going after your main objective, which is Karak 8 Peaks. Now, unlike the other legendary lords that are vying for the Karak 8 Peaks, Queeks is really well prepared for going for this attack because he's already got a fairly well developed Undercity over here. So you've already got line of sight over there. But in addition to that, you've probably got the shortest distance to cover, and you are immune from one obstacle that the other two legendary lords have to contend with, in that Queek has no immediate threat in terms of legendary lords in his way, whereas Skarsnik has Thorgrim Grudgebearer, and Belagar has like multiple legendary lords to deal with. You got Ikiclaw, Aranessa, Scrag, Wurzag, and any others that just want to pick a fight with you, not to mention the Wood Elves over here, all of which probably will dislike Belagar. I think Belagar has the most difficult time getting here, but we'll cover Belagar in another video. Now, going over Queek Headtaker as a legendary lord, looking over his stats and stuff, I don't think he's by any means the most powerful legendary lord for the Skaven, but he is definitely a good melee fighter. He also starts off with 2 blue items, so that's useful, and his starting trait over here is very useful in the early stage of the campaign. Melee attack and weapon strength plus 10% when fighting against dwarfs and greenskins, very useful in the start. Army ability number plus 2 for the menace below, so that's free uses of it for every single battle that he's involved in. And leadership minus 20 for enemy lords and embedded heroes, which is especially good when fighting against lords and heroes that have already very low leadership. So like greenskins and other Skaven, that's particularly good against. Now, in terms of his skill line, Queek is a bit of a weird guy. Most legendary lords in the game, in fact the vast majority of them, only have benefits in their skill line. Everything that you get, it provides some benefit. But Queek has got some negative stuff, which is weird. So if you look at extremely distrustful, this line here is the only stuff in his skill line that's actually unique. Everything else is generic, right? So you've got -1 loyalty for new recruits faction-wide. That can potentially be a problem, because recruiting lords at really low loyalty, it just increases their chance that they'll defect on you very early on, which is not good, which is a bit weird for Clan Wars, because typically speaking, from a lore perspective, Clan Wars lords and units are quite loyal. So Clan Wars is kind of like the disloyal clan, the way things have been set up. So Rend and Slaughter, you've got +8 leadership and frenzy, which, you know, that's okay. That's just for Queek. Make examples, +2 loyalty for warlord recruits, which I guess that comes into the lore perspective in terms of warlords, but -2 loyalties for Greyseer recruits. Now, from a lore perspective, this makes sense, but from a gameplay perspective, Greyseers are your best rank 1 lords. A rank 1 Greyseer is going to be able to provide you with a lot more value on the battlefield than a rank 1 warlord. So this is definitely a negative skill here, so you can probably avoid getting that. Then you've got life is cheap. Putting 2 points into this is definitely good. Casualty replenishment rate, reduced upkeep cost for clan rats faction-wide. Anything faction-wide is always highly valued, at least by me. Increased recruit rank for Skaven slaves and clan rats, and armor for Skaven slaves and clan rats. So that's definitely a good skill. Crimson Guard over here. Recruit rank for Storm Vermin, and more importantly, recruit duration time -1 for Storm Vermin units faction-wide. Now, I've always found it a bit weird that Storm Vermin take 2 turns to recruit, because I kind of considered them trash tier, like mid trash, Like, they're tier 3, I just don't think that they should take 2 turns to recruit. And I think they've only been put in to take 2 turns to recruit because of Queek, because of the skill in here. Which is why I said that if you're playing as Tretch, you should make it a priority to confederate Queek so you can produce Storm Vermin quicker if you want to do that. You definitely don't need to recruit Storm Vermin in any of your campaigns. But this here is a very good skill. Then you've got Violent Rise to Power. Control +2 all provinces is extremely valuable. And all the other stuff there, that's good as well, but especially the ambush success chance. But the Control +2 all provinces is very handy. So overall, Queek is a decent legendary lord with some weird skills there. And Clan Moors, hero capacity +2 for chieftains, reduced upkeep cost 25% for storm vermin and clan rats, can purchase up to 5 additional levels of the menace below before each battle. So that means I think that you can purchase 10 menace belows, and each menace below, instead of costing 3 food, only costs 2 food. So those are some fairly powerful mechanics that you'll use throughout your campaign. Overall, I think that Clan Moors has a interesting campaign to offer. It's more interesting than it was in Warhammer 2, but I think that the Skaven clans that actually have like a really unique faction mechanic, so for example the DLC ones like Ikit Claw, Molder, and Clan Eshin, those are always going to be more interesting than the base game Skaven Lords and the FLC Lord Tretch Craventail. But I do recommend giving Queek Headtaker a go. I'd say that if you're looking to learn how to play Skaven, that Queek Headtaker is probably the best one to start, because it's probably the easiest of the 6 Skavens to play to begin with. And if you're going to do that, then playing this on probably hard or normal difficulty, is probably the sweet spot in terms of fun. But if you're looking for a challenge, well, you wouldn't play Queek Headtaker's campaign because I think it's fairly easy, but you definitely can bump it up to Legendary, and if you want, pop in a early endgame crisis if you want. So Queek's campaign is robust enough to really cater to a wide variety of different players, which is a good sign of a campaign. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of Queek's campaign, whether you agree or disagree with my assessment. Let me know which legendary lord you'd like me to cover next. Appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.